Welcome to the HyperFast Agent Podcast. I'm your host, Keri Shull, and today we're going to take a look behind the scenes with top technologies in the real estate space to help take your business to the next level. Let's go. Welcome to the HyperFast Agent Podcast. I'm Keri Shull, and I'm excited to introduce you to Celebrity Agent. This is Michael, the Director of Growth, and he is going to tell us a little bit about what Celebrity Agent can do for your business.
Awesome. It's nice to meet you, Keri.
Nice to meet you too.
So we're an AI database platform, heavy on the data side, so fully integrated into your local MLS, tax and title, everything like that.
Okay.
You're obviously on Follow Up Boss, right?
I am. Love Follow Up Boss.
So tell me about the database. What does it look like? How many contacts? What's in there?
We have 146,000 opportunities.
I like that.
1,900 are clients that we've worked with one or more times.
Okay.
The others are in various stages of the pipeline.
Right.
We have 57 agents.
Okay. Online leads, mixed bag of chips inside there, right?
Huge mixed bag of chips. Yep.
What are you doing inside the database right now besides like your normal, listing alerts, stuff like that?
We do YLOPO.
Okay.
Right now, we've just made the decision to add Fellow.
Okay. Yeah.
To focus on the seller side.
Yep. They do a lot of the guaranteed offer templates and stuff like that where it works really well.
Yep.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep. And then we use Mojo a lot. We have an ISA department, so we're heavy on calling.
Yep, love that.
We use Textedly
for
a text platform.
Yep, so you got the stack.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. Lots of our teams have the stack, like you were on stage yesterday with Veronica. She's a client of ours, right? You guys all have your different pieces. What's cool about what we do is we kind of go after a different part of your database, if you will. So, you got your YLOPA, you got your Fellow, all that. You guys are working on converting the newer side of things. There's some templates going, that side of things. We actually take one-to-one AI and we go after your darkest, deepest corner. So I want like your garbage. And so again, I'll kind of show you some examples. So text and email on the database side. I'll show you like an old Zillow lead here, okay?
Okay.
So you've got an old Zillow lead, it's been sitting in your database, it's cold. Realistically, everyone in there is, what do you even know about them at this point, right? 2-year-old lead, what are we gonna do? So we'll go all the way in the back end, like I said, fully tapped into your MLS, tax and title. So I can take a lead where you know very little about them and then send them a one-to-one message. So these will trigger throughout. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna send 1,000 emails. This is, hey, I'm gonna send one text or one email because this happened. So you end up with like, hey, Carl, this is Mary Jo Morgan. Did you see 3184 Ricks Drive? Went on the market. You'd inquired about it on Zillow back in November, so I just wanted to make sure I close the loop. I may have others coming on the market. Are you still looking to buy in or near Roseville?
Nice, okay.
Show you the email side as well. Again, just working with the information, mixed bag of chips, right? Sometimes you have an email, sometimes you have a phone number, sometimes you know a property they inquired on, all those different pieces. So here's the email went out. Hey, Wendy, this is Mary Jo Morgan. I know you're on hold, but I thought of you this morning, that nurture bucket.
Yep.
1447 11th Street, one on the market. Tick some of your boxes, 4 beds, 2 acres, 899. So we happen to know X, Y, and Z about them. I'm curious if timing is right, anything you like or don't like about 44711. If you guys could scale, this is what you would want to send to your oldest, darkest corners.
So is there a link to that address, or are you expecting they're going to Google it?
So we are specifically focused on the response right back to you, text and email, right, or phone call. That's sort of our play. Some of our teams like to customize and put the link in. It's completely up to you guys as far as customization and how you want leads funneled back to you. But our biggest thing is response. Like John Hart Real Estate here is local in LA. Last week I sent 100 emails out total for him, 50% open rate, 11 responses. He listed a home.
Wow.
Very simple. So this is on the buyer side. Obviously we work the seller lead side as well. So I'll show you an example on that. Really cool about this also is, let's say you have old seller leads. I'm assuming you have seller leads from 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, right?
Lots of seller leads.
So what's cool about this is not only do we work inside your database to take the old stuff and convert it, we'll also enhance your database. So for example, let's say you've got Chris, doesn't live at that address. That's an old seller lead. It's been sold. I'll automatically update your database to the newest owner, because I have tax and title records, and then still go after them as a seller lead. It's just a probable seller lead because the other one is an old dead one. And then again, very cool, obviously very one-to-one. Chris, this is Mary Jo Morgan. I'll track this one for you. 450 Seville just listed today, asking 1.4. 4 beds like yours on Marissa, but quite a few differences. Do you want to walk through it together? He lives on Marissa. Seville's right around the corner. I'm pulling all the different data points, bedrooms, bathrooms, price point, starting conversation.
Okay, I like it.
Different than what you're probably doing in the database now, right?
Yes, it is. My automatic thought is like, okay, I think about like systems and process a lot because I have so many people.
Absolutely.
So if we had your system running inside of our CRM, and we also have Raya working inside our CRM, how would those work together or not work together without stepping on top of each other? I'm going to stack my question. And then what would happen if somebody said, you know, never contact me again? Would they have to go into each place to turn it off, or would they be able to control it all from FUB?
Yeah, so great question. Let's start with the last one because it's simple. So full API plugin into Follow Boss. We build everything out of Follow Boss. Follow Boss is our favorite. The best CRM is always the one you use.
Yes.
But here we are at FubCon, so let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
So we integrate into every CRM, but Follow Boss is where we build things all up. So it's API. Everything's two-way communication. So like your turn off, right? That's easy. That's automatically happening in the back end.
Okay.
What you'll see, like for example, like you brought up, right? Fellow, all these different things. You Coke Pepsi challenge, right? Everyone's doing, right? So I'm all for it. You'll love us the best. But what I'm saying is give me somewhere where it's not being worked is the most simplistic way to look at it. You got 150,000 contacts. Go put 10,000 in a pond for a buyer pond. Give me 10,000 in a seller pond, and let me show you what I can do. Right? Like you got a lot going on in your kitchen. I don't want to get in and mess things up. Too many cooks causes a problem. Right. But if you give me a corner to work, that would be the most simple way to do it, and then continue to grow and expand. Again, you have a lot of things that are working on the newer or new-ish stuff. Right. I want the stuff that's 5 years old that nobody's working on. And then you brought up your ISA as well, right? So streamline the whole process. I'm gonna tee it up. All these messages are coming straight out of your follow-up boss. So when I send a text, it logs in there like you send a text out of your follow-up boss.
Nice.
Response comes in, your ISA team takes the response, books the appointment. The biggest problem, honestly, is making sure that you have agents, which based on your operation, I'm sure you do, that know how to handle a seller lead. Because once you give that to the agent, then they drop the ball and it's like, well, hold on, I teed up 40 opportunities last month. What'd you close? That's on you guys, not on us, right? So that's where that gets into. If that answers your question.
I think the accountability from Fellow would actually be really cool with your system, because then if the opportunity, do you know how it works? If the opportunity is sold with another agent, I get a text message so I can talk to my...
We actually have a similar data point as well with like past clients where I can tell like, hey, how many of your past clients bought with another agent, like all that stuff too.
The heartbreak that will happen, but don't you want to know, guys? Okay, cool.
So this one side of the coin.
Okay.
So this is your current stuff. The reality is you hypothetically might never need to buy another lead in your entire life. There's so much gold that's in your database. You might even be, I always like to say, like rebuying the same people almost sometimes at this point that are already in your database.
Yes, that's absolutely the case. And then you're like, well, which lead source do I want to attribute? Because
exactly. So this is gold. Every single team that's utilized this has pretty much did a deal in the first 30 days. I've never had a single team cancel off this. The speakers, Sneed, Veronica, Gary, everyone's working with us already on this. So I think your team's a perfect fit, 100%. That's one side of the coin. Let me show you on this side. So this is neighborhood seller leads. This is, hey, let's go outside the database. So what's cool about us is we do text, email, and direct mail. Mail's passed through with for us. It's simply a communication method, but it's really nice because I can go in a neighborhood where you don't have an email or a phone number, and I can generate new opportunities coming into your database, i.e. the new seller leads.
Okay.
You guys don't want more buyer leads. You want seller leads, right? Especially in today's market.
Absolutely.
If I could get some carrier pigeons going, I'd probably add that as a communication method too. But nonetheless, this is neighborhood seller leads. So what I'm doing here is I'm specifically taking your listings and your competitors' listings, and I'm leveraging them to generate more listings.
Okay.
So clients for us on average, if you have an agent who's doing something, single agent does 12 listings, 10, 12 listings a year, I can increase their listing flow by 10, 20% on their listings alone.
Okay.
Utilizing the just listed, just pending style card, all specifically, again, same AI, personalized one-to-one messaging, everything like that.
Okay.
Now stack on top being able to use your competitors' listings, you're gonna be able to double the opportunity there. So we'll have teams that'll increase their listing volume by 20, 30% if you wanna drive the new listing side of the business. And that's simply, hey, how big you wanna go. This piece is completely exclusive. So it's plant your flag, take over your favorite neighborhoods. You're the queen of the jungle. No one can come in and take it all your, as far as your areas. And again, now you've got text, email, and direct mail all under one house, communicating and working together. You get a response.
Is the text going out from Follow Up Boss, or how do you do the text? Is it going from your platform?
Either way, I usually recommend like keep things in-house. You don't need another sandbox to play in. Let's play in your sandbox. So we plug right in. Although you guys, I mean, we're working with all the big teams. So we've seen pretty much every combination of Ring Central, Follow-Up Boss. I'm using Sierra plugged into, right? Like I've seen it all. So customize based on what you want to utilize and how you want to do it.
Because we keep getting in the naughty zone from sending out text. So we use Textedly because we can do it on a bigger scale.
Yep.
But ultimately, I would be very curious to see how the teams that are getting the most successful response rate from the text that you're sending, how they're doing it.
Yeah. And obviously getting into the weeds, we can just give you the advice on like, hey, I would do it this way, or we could do it this way. Here's your pros and cons to that. Text got complicated recently.
Very complicated.
Right? Let's
yeah,
not
that's
hide
why
that.
let's be realistic.
That's every company. So like, for example, database side, I have you spun up and converting leads in a week. Texting takes a couple more weeks to get started, just because there's more setup to it now.
Yep.
And then we fully build out the platform. That's the core part of it, especially for teams. And then, to be honest with you, we do a lot of other things. Past client databases, orphan buyer databases. I can build and go after those. You've got traditional farming, which I usually stay away from. So push you guys more than seller leads specifically.
Yep.
You've got agents that love to farm, go out, take 2,000 addresses. Well, instead of sending 2,000 postcards every month, what if I could use my AI to tell you, hey, only send 327 of them because those are the only people in that neighborhood that are going to be worth talking to.
I absolutely always do my direct mail that way.
Yep, i.e. neighborhood seller leads. So that all happens automatic. And then I would say, the biggest last thing I would say, two things. Number one, we track everything. So like even the things you don't want to see, like, hey, how many of your past clients sold with another agent this year? How many impressions did it take to get a hand raised, commissions, ROI, and everything like that, which is huge. And then my personal favorite, which is this entire thing is automated. Okay. Everything. So we have a strategy call. We plug directly in your Follow-Up Boss. Everything starts hopping automatically. You just respond to the opportunities that are coming through. We're ISA, of course. Yep. And then as far as going after new seller leads, that's you telling us, drawing a map. Hey, this is my key. What's your favorite neighborhood that you would like to sell in?
I would love to sell more in Lion Village.
Perfect. You say, hey, Lion Village is mine. Lock it down. No one can have it. It's my exclusive area. Yep, exactly. And then that's it.
Okay.
And then we run it, and everything pops in your Follow-Up Boss. New lead, celebrity agents. Go sell the house, make money.
Awesome. Well, this is very, very cool, and I'm sure there's some of you like me who are wondering about pricing, and so if you're interested in learning more about that, where do they get a hold of you?
You can go right to our website, celebrityagent.com, obviously, and just book directly with us. So you can get in and book a demo and run through the whole thing in more depth, as well as feel free to share my contact over. Maybe you guys can put it in the thread.
Yeah, we'll put it in here.
So you guys can reach out to me directly as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. I hope you got something out of that, and you're going to get in touch because we want to help you build your business, especially on the listing side. See you next time. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the HyperFast Agent Podcast, where we're dedicated to taking your life and business to the next level. Do me a favor and hit the like button below and add a comment. One thing you took from this episode. Did you like the technology or not? And subscribe here.